Hey y'all, it's Elizabeth Weimiller, and I have your March 2023 Astroforecast news insights, kind of what's going on this month, a little heads up on what's coming in April because we've got a big planet making moves. And so let's just dive right in because I know you're like, Elizabeth, what's going on in March? We start the first of the month of March, so March 1st, we have Venus and Jupiter exactly conjunct at 17 degrees of sidereal Pisces. If you have never seen my videos before, I am a Vedic astrologer, and I do use sidereal placements. So keep that in mind. If I don't say sidereal, the sign, no, it's the sidereal placement. So March 1st, we've got March 1st, 2nd, depending on your location, Venus and Jupiter exactly conjunct. This is really beautiful and optimistic energy. They are kind of battling it out, but, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It just is what it is. So it could be good for relationships. It could bring a more positive mood. Unfortunately, this does only last a couple days, so just really enjoy it around this first of the month. One of the other things with this is that, you may find that your self-discipline is really low during this during this Venus-Jupiter conjunction. So just know, really put that extra time into self-discipline and try not to overindulge in anything as well. Moderation is going to be key. March 2nd. So we are starting this month off strong. March 2nd, Saturn and Mercury are going to be exactly conjunct at 5 degrees of sidereal Aquarius. So this transit can have you focusing more on others' negative traits, kind of overlooking their positive ones. So really try to stay grounded, try to be objective, try to look at both sides, see the good and the potential negatives. And really, if you need to make a decision in relation to a person, it may be better to kind of take a couple days, sleep on it, see what happens once this transit passes, when you're going to more clearly see the positive traits. The one good thing about this Mercury transit, Mercury-Saturn conjunction, is really you can have, more ability to complete work that requires more precision and planning and details. So if you have work that requires big picture vision, don't do it over the next couple days or around March 2nd. I would say 3 days on either side of it because you're really going to have a harder time seeing that big picture. Details, have at it, go plan, do the details. So just know this is going to bring potential for some communication issues, and just understand it will pass, unless of course your unique birth chart says otherwise. Remember, you've got transits, but then you also have how they impact your unique birth blueprint, and we all have different ones. We all have different combinations. Some people have no planets conjunct in their birth chart. Some people have 5, 6 planets conjunct in one sign in their birth chart. So you are unique. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So really just keep that in mind. March 7th, we're going to have a full moon at 23 degrees of Leo. It is going to be in the lunar mansion of Purva Falguni. This can bring creativity, passion, and really an overall, it's going to be a more fortunate full moon. You may find yourself craving time outside or in natural surroundings. Take the time, ground your energy. There's nothing better than putting your feet in the grass. Even if it's cold outside, just don't stay outside as long for those of you that are still experiencing uber cold weather. And if you have snow on the ground, well, you can ground yourself in other ways. So just know that. But you do have this ability really during this full moon to communicate and influence others. So keep that in mind. March 11th, Venus is going to transit into sidereal Aries, where it is going to be until April 6th. Now, Venus is crossing from a water sign in Pisces to a fire sign of Aries. This is what's known as Gandanta. It's going to be Gandanta from March 10th to March 13th. And Gandanta is really when a planet, again, it transits the last 3 degrees of a water sign, first 3 degrees of a fire sign. It's when we can see more rain, more flooding, more extreme weather. Some may feel like their emotions are overwhelming them or almost like drowning them. So if you have planets Gandanta in your unique chart, that can be some of the feelings you have. Gandanta can be a time of endings and new beginnings because it's switching from the end of a sign to a new sign. Since Venus is currently the planet that is transiting Gandanta, it is a time of healing, especially in relationships. So kind of just keep that in mind. Keep yourself rested. If you can, get out in the sun, soak up vitamin D when possible, and really enjoy this time of creativity, love, passion, and idealism when Venus enters Aries. So that's, again, it's going to enter Aries March 11th, and it's going to be there until April 6th. So it's a really beautiful transit. You may find yourself more adventurous. One of the things with Venus in Aries is it's going to be hitting the node of the moon Rahu. It's also going to be conjunct the planet Uranus at one point. So it'll be conjunct the node of the moon Rahu March 21st. This could bring unexpected happenings to relationships, or if you're single, you could meet someone completely different from yourself. March 30th, Venus is then going to be conjunct Uranus. There could be unexpected happenings in relationships. Don't make final decisions till after Venus leaves the sign of Aries would be my recommendation. Don't make any rash decisions. Don't make any decisions you may later come to regret. One of the things with this transit of Venus towards Rahu and Uranus, Venus does rule luxury items, which include cars, boats, planes, the nicer things in life. I would not recommend buying those right now. Don't buy luxury items. Just wait till after April 6th to consider buying those. If you have no choice, the good news is Mercury is not retrograde, so that works in your favor. March 12th, Mars is finally going to be leaving sidereal Taurus. It has basically been in sidereal Taurus since August 10th of 2022. Remember, we had a Mars retrograde at the end of last year. So since it's been there since August, wherever Mars is, that's the house that has been affecting most strongly for you. That's the house where it's been asking you to take a look at yourself, take a look at what needs to get done. There was a short period when it was in sidereal Gemini. So it was there briefly from October 15th to November 13th of 2022. So now that it's moving into sidereal Gemini on March 12th, it could be an intense time where focus gets drawn to issues related to transportation, media, communication, trade, and things related to those items, related to Mercury items. We could see, anytime we see Mars connected to Mercury, we can see more aggression in driving. We can see more potential for accidents. So kind of use your patience, put your patience pants on. Another thing to remember right now is that Mars is what is called out of bounds by Western astrologers. So that just means it's outside of its normal range, and it makes it more intense, more aggressive. It magnifies all that Mars energy. So again, think more aggressive driving, and it has been this way for a while, and it's going to be this way through May in terms of out of bounds. People communicating more aggressively, especially once it enters Mercury's sign of communication. March 14th, the sun is going to transit into sidereal Pisces. So we're still going to have a bunch of planets sitting over in Pisces. This can be a time when people are more visionary and hopeful. You may find yourself dreaming bigger. You may find your intuition to be stronger. You can also find that you might be more sensitive. So just be sure that you don't take things personally, especially since at the same time we're going to have Mars in the sign of Gemini. So connected to Mercury, communication. Added to that, we're going to get even more connection because March 16th, Mercury is going to transit into sidereal Pisces as well. So Mercury is weak in Pisces. It is its weakest transit of the zodiac. It just means you have to work 10 times harder at this. It is slightly uplifted right now because it will be in Pisces with Jupiter, which rules Pisces. So it's in the sign with the planet ruling it, which does uplift it a little bit, but you could find yourself more open-minded. It can be a time where you feel more spiritual. There could be a feeling of being more unsettled, or you may find yourself struggling to make decisions. Just kind of know to give yourself that grace and know this transit will pass quickly. Again, unless you have it in your unique birth chart. March 28th, Mercury is going to be conjunct Jupiter. This can be a time where you find yourself more optimistic in your communication. You may have a desire to plan a trip. Be cautious not to be overly optimistic. So again, give things time. Take the time to weigh the pros and cons of situation. Take the time to sleep on it. You could also find that your mental processes and thinking move more quickly or more sped up during this transit. March 21st, we are going to have a new moon at 6 degrees of sidereal Pisces. Now, this new moon will start the chart for the year. So there are yearly charts in Vedic astrology. this new moon on that day where everything falls is going to be the new moon chart. For this new moon, always remember that following new moons, but before the full moon, it can be a great time to start projects. This new moon is going to be in the lunar mansion of Uttara Bhadrapada, which can bring discipline with your writing and speaking abilities, which may help offset that Mars-Mercury energy over in Gemini of Mars being in Mercury. But one of the keys is not to let yourself get lazy. One of the big heads up, we have obviously Saturn just moved last month, or 2 months ago. Saturn moved 2 months ago, Neptune moved last month, and Jupiter is getting ready to exit its own sign of Pisces on April 21st, and it will be transiting into the sign of Aries. This is a big change, and it will, again, remember, Jupiter takes 12 years to get around the zodiac, so it will not be back in Pisces for another 12 years. I will be sending out a special email focused just on what to expect for Jupiter's transit out to my newsletter list. So if you are not part of the newsletter list, it's free. Sign up below. I've put the link down there for you. So make sure you don't miss anything. I give more to my subscribers than you get in these videos. So just know that you're not getting everything. We do have really a lot of energy over this month, over the next couple months. Now, what you're really looking forward to, and you're like, Elizabeth, this is great. I want to know about the signs. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about the signs now. So for each of the signs, remember, you can look at your ascendant or your moon sign. I recommend looking at both if they are different. That'll give you a general sense of what you can expect. Remember, these are general insights, predictions for the month of what you can expect. Your birth chart is unique to you. That will shift these a little bit based on what's happening. So Aries, this is a time where you're going to have the desire to relate to others. You're going to find you're more willing to compromise, which is going to be required this month. It's a great time to get together with friends, take a vacation, or do something fun. You're going to find yourself thinking about your goals and expectations. This can include analyzing them to see if they still resonate or ever resonated with you. If you find that your goals were actually those placed on you by someone else, whether it's family or, whoever the case may be, now can be a great time to think about what you want your goals to be moving forward. You don't have to keep these goals. They can change. They are not, stationary, stubborn. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Taurus, this can be a time when you find yourself making plans for your career. This can be a great time to learn new things related to your profession that'll help you grow into the future. If you are curious about how to move up in your career, this can be a good time to have a conversation with your boss or even your mentor or coach to understand better what is expected in order to achieve your goals. This is a month where you can find yourself caring for others from a selfless place. The key is not to expect anything in return, because then it is not truly selfless love. It's in the definition of selfless. You may find that if you've been struggling in your relationship, that the reality surfaced this month and are asking you to be honest with yourself. So the key is doing all you can do this month so you don't look back and have regrets. So show up, live in the present, and go from there. Gemini, this can be a great time to learn something new, read or listen to something different, or sign up for a class that's been catching your eye. You are more intellectually curious right now. It can be a good time to travel, which is another way to learn things while you're traveling. You are more open to new ideas that come up in conversations and communications with others. And this can be a really great month to get out with a group of friends, get them together, do something fun. It can be, inviting everyone over to your home for a get together or going out and doing something fun. It can be, a really good time to attend a conference, as you will do well in group settings this month. You will be feeling secure in yourself and more willing to help the group achieve its objectives. Cancer, you can find that things are working in your favor at work and in your professional life. You'll find that your energy this month attracts people and circumstances that help you at work. Your working relationship should be running more smoothly. This month you want to work with others from a place of peace. You don't try to ignore that Mars energy going on, and really try to come from a place of peace. It can be a great time for you, Cancer, to look inward and be honest with yourself about anything that comes to mind. So one of the things for you is you could find yourself in deep and intellectual conversations that get you thinking in a whole new way. Be open to it. Leo, This is a great time to make sure expectations are clear with your spouse, partner, or business partner. If you are facing a situation that requires a specialist's help, this is a great time to reach out and consult with them on how to proceed. This could be doctors, lawyers, accountants. We are in tax season in the US. So just keep that in mind. You will find that you have some form or type of experience this month that leads to your own personal growth. This could come in various forms and may not be a bad experience. Not every experience that, leads to personal growth has to be a bad one. It can be a great time to go out, enjoy a museum or concert that isn't in your normal wheelhouse, really expand your horizons. It can be a good month for a vacation, but make it to someplace new that you have never been before. Virgo, this month, you could find that you gain money through your spouse, a business partner, or even through some other means, such as an institution, without any extra effort on your part. This can be a good month to apply for a loan if you need one, and you will find yourself learning more about how you relate to others this month. You will be focused on health and work. You can be more detail-oriented right now. I know, Virgo, you're like, we're always detail-oriented, but you can be even more detail-oriented and capable of managing work that requires more brain power. You can be more focused on getting the practical work done, but be cautious as you can also be more critical of others this month. Again, this is more of a natural habit for Virgo, so just know it's going to be even stronger this month. You may find also that you are more focused on your health and improving it. Give me 1 second. I got to turn the heat down. Okay. Sorry. Temperature issues over here. Scorpio, nope, I just skipped Libra. Just kidding. Libra, you are in luck this month. Relationships will be a focus for you. You have the ability to keep a balance between a focus on yourself and those you encounter this month. If you are single, you could find that a new love enters your life. If you're married or in a relationship, you will be able to express your love for your partner more freely. If you are in conflict with someone in your life, this month's energies will allow you to make peace with them. It's a great time to express your thoughts, both honestly to yourself and others, and it can be a great time to make clear where you stand and what you are thinking. Be sure you're being sensitive to others, as you could enjoy pulling pranks on them this month that could affect them more negatively. They may not find them as funny as you think they are. Now, Scorpio. Scorpio, you may find yourself going within to contemplate all the new ideas that you have encountered. If you have important matters that need to be discussed with your family, now is your time. Don't let this helpful energy pass you by. I always like to say, the helpful energy is there to help. You choose what to do with it. You have free will, but I would use the energy in your favor. It can be a good month for work and your relationships with coworkers and your boss. You have this desire to work with others. If difficulties arise, you can get them resolved through listening and discussion with those involved. So active listening, truly listen to hear, don't listen to respond. On the home front, it can be a good time where you need to make sure you and your partner are on the same page and in agreement. And this can be a good time for your health, but be sure not to overindulge in sweet or fatty foods. Sagittarius, this is a great month to get out, have fun. It can be going to museums, concerts, or anything else that falls in the entertainment world. It can be a time when you will feel a need to express yourself more creatively. Your self-discipline may not be as strong this month, so really be sure you don't get lazy or distracted and that you meet all of your commitments, every single one. If you make a commitment, keep it. If you know you won't be able to keep it, let the person know. Don't just not show up. This can be a really good time for love relationships, whether you are single or married. So if you're single, it could be meeting somebody. If you're married, it could be really, refreshing, bringing that romance back into your relationship. You could find yourself meeting new people, and you may find yourself busy with short trips, whether they be for work or fun. And it's really a great time to pursue intellectual activities. It can also be a great time for talking with others, but also truly listening to them. Capricorn, you may find yourself in negotiations with others around property or money, or you may need to help others understand where you truly stand in terms of what you truly value. So don't hide your true values. You don't have to be an ass in delivering them, pardon my French, but it is good to get on the same page values-wise. So you can also find yourself enjoying relaxing times at home, enjoying the peace, or with friends coming over. It can be a time where you feel this need to redecorate your home. If this does happen, just be sure that you stick to the budget that you set for yourself, as there could be a tendency to overspend this month. For you also, Capricorn, be cautious not to overindulge in food and drink this month. It is all about moderation. Moderation is key. Moderation is key on spending if you redecorate. It's key on eating and drinking. Aquarius, you're going to find your mind is more active this month. You may feel a need to get away and travel. It can be good to do a weekend trip to reset your energy and kind of scratch that itch, so to speak. You may find that your mind is jumping around from topic to topic very rapidly, which could confuse others. So be sure that you stay aware. And if they ask you to repeat yourself, or if they ask for clarification, don't bite their head off. Don't get pissy with them. This month, everyday activities will be more enjoyable and agreeable. You could find your calendar booking up as your social life really kicks in. You do have an ability to see the beauty in everyday things this month. Really take the time, soak them in, appreciate it, find the beauty in small things, and you may find that you really are truly blessed and surrounded by love this month. Pisces, this month can really have the ability to take you down two different paths. So the choice of which path you are going to follow is yours and only yours, free will. So it can be a time where you attract material possessions, money, and people. You could see financial opportunities come your way, but there is a need to watch that you don't let extravagance and ego take over. This is the two paths. Make sure that spending this month is practical and with budget. Now, you can say, I don't want to do that, and you don't have to. It is your life. You do you. But I'm giving you the two paths. So you could also find yourself desiring alone time to just do what you want and be with your own thoughts. And this can be a great time to meditate if you don't already. If you do, great. If you don't, it doesn't have to be long meditations. It can be a cute little 5-minute or 8-minute meditation. I do know somebody that doesn't sit still well. I do know how hard it is to meditate and sit still, and I am working on it. So no, you're not alone. It may be the best time for you to let me back up, Pisces. May not be the best time to openly share your opinions, especially if you are doing so as a way to win others over. Maybe just let this month pass and then move on from there. So these are the broad high level descriptions. Remember, we are each unique individuals. If you don't already, like and follow this channel so they get movies, videos, whatever these are, clips when they come out that you don't have to go checking for them, but that they just pop up. Even better, go join my newsletter. It's free and it gives all sorts of information that I don't always give in these videos because I'm obviously going to give my subscribers who read my newsletter more information because they deserve it. They took the time and they're interested. So with that being said, I'll post a link below. If you are interested in getting your unique birth blueprint consultation, I will also post a link below to do that. And until then, I hope that everyone's March is a great March, and I will be back in April. And just remember, I only send newsletters out once a month, so I'm not spamming you. But go do it, sign up, like and follow. And until then, I will see you in April of 2023.